went into the decisions of which starters to play and which guys to sort of keep out?
We took a look at some of their play time in practice and then their play time in the games. Some we just decided to not play. It was a case-by-case basis, and we thought we did what was best for the team.
And he's played a lot this summer, so why play him?
We were playing all the receivers. I said it's a competitive group, so they're out there competing.
Which is a play, I think your first offensive play. Did you see him on that? Did you have any questions with his effort? Was the afraid to run on his side?
I have to take a look at the tape.
Is his roster spot potentially in jeopardy, considering you said it's a competitive group and you wanted to see everyone out there?
No,
He's a big salary guy who's been better and who's done a lot.
Yeah, I mean, look, all those receivers are competing, and Kenny's had a good camp, and Joe and I'll sit back. We'll talk about everybody.
Any word on Tyrod?
Should be okay. I don't think there's anything. He just landed hard, and I talked to him at halftime, and he said he's okay.
The other two guys have concussions.
Don't know yet. They're getting evaluating for him. Yeah, so we'll see.
Is Davis? I mean, you want tough decisions, right? You don't want easy decisions. You want tough decisions. Does Davis make it a tough decision the way he's played?
Yeah, certainly. He's been in the offense for a while. I think you can tell out there he feels fairly comfortable in our scheme, and we know what he likes, and he's done a really good job since he's been here.
So that's the last game action you've had, you will have in preseason.
Yeah.
Is there anything from the start of training camp to now that has kind of stood out and made you either optimistic or pessimistic going into when the games will count?
No, we're day to day. I think our guys do a good job of understanding that's what we need to do in terms of getting better. I think there's a lot of guys that have gotten better. We're getting to know one another. We're trying to develop our schemes. We're trying to develop our fundamentals. We've done that since the start of camp, really all the way back into the spring, and we're going to need to continue to do that.
You said the other day about guys on the bubble, having to focus on football and worry about numbers and shit like that. But now there's no football to worry about until Tuesday, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So does that change? Did you have a conversation in the locker room at all with any of them?
Yeah, no, I told everybody I appreciate all their efforts. This is a tough time for players. It's also a tough time for coaches, for equipment staff, for trainers, for cafeteria workers that have built relationships with players that have been here since April or whatever it may be. And you build relationships, and when someone doesn't make it, again, you're empathetic towards that. But that's the business we live in, and I'm glad everybody put their best foot forward. And now there's decisions that need to be made and talked about over the next 48 hours.
What have you learned about Austin Calitro?
Tough, dependable, smart. He's played in multiple roles. He's done a good job in the kicking game. He's really been a good addition for us at that spot.
Darius, could he physically not go, or you just kind of were cautious with him today?
No, he wasn't ready to go. Nope.
What did you think of Davis Webb's preseason?
It was good. Yeah, I think he was efficient, made good decisions, led the team down to score points when he got his opportunities, finished a couple of the games, tried to get him the ball back there with whatever was 26 seconds to see if we could do it one more time. But I have a lot of confidence in Davis, and I've seen him grow a lot the last few years that I've been with him. His fundamentals, way he plays the position, his decision-making process. He's, the last few years he's gotten better and better.
Did McFadden get banged up there at the end?
I got to ask these guys.
When you have so many young guys, you brought in, I think it was over 25 rookies that were actually coming into camp. Some of it, I would imagine, is projection. You like coaching these guys. You see where they could be 1-2 steps down the line. Does that make these decisions harder going into Tuesday, knowing that you may have a young guy who you have a longer-term plan for, but you kind of have to weigh that against what you have right now?
Yeah, I'd say they're all tough. At this time, they're all tough, regardless of, it's a tough decision anytime you're releasing a player, whether they were capable enough to make it or not. It's still tough, but there's certainly a lot of conversation that'll happen here tonight, tomorrow, the next day, to try to do what's best for our team.
What do you literally do? You gonna go meet with Joe tonight and start talking the roster through tonight and tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll watch the game, and then I'm sure we'll have conversations tonight. We'll meet in the morning, and we'll meet again in the morning, and meet again in the morning, and we'll meet in the afternoon. There'll be a lot of meetings. Yeah.
What do you think of Kenny's summer? How do you evaluate how he's performed in practices and games?
He's done a good job with what we've asked him to do. He's competed, so and he's played multiple spots for us. He's continuing to learn our offense. I think he's done a good job of learning it. I know numbers and catches and all that. I got all that, but he's done what we asked him to do.
I think some people will read into your kind of non-committal quote earlier and say, wait a minute, I mean, this guy was supposed to be one of your top receivers and you're not committing to him being on the roster. Seems a little weird.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying I'm not going to commit to anybody being on the roster or not on the roster until I sit down with Joe and have a conversation with Joe. I mean, we have a lot to talk about at a lot of different positions. That's really not what I meant.
Okay.
I'm just saying in general we have a lot of conversations to have.
Close at the end. You guys managed to pull it out last week. This week, a little bit short. But how do you think the offense did in that fourth quarter?
Tyrod, hopefully he feels a lot better. He got hit pretty good there. I thought the offense was doing a pretty good job in the first quarter when that happened. He had a great completion to Daniel. We did some really good things. We just didn't, do enough to win. They played really hard. They're well coached. They just couldn't pull it out.
I know you don't like to talk about your own performance a lot, but I'm going to try to make you here. How do you think you play in the fourth quarter, second straight week where you've been very, very efficient with the football?
Yeah, you wish you convert that third down, obviously. They had a good disguise, probably the best disguise all night, and they made a critical play there and had us. I got to make a better decision. It was a throwaway, but maybe I can push vertical in the pocket and run it. So they did a good job. Our receivers, we got 2 new guys we signed this week. They both played really, really hard. And, Travis had a heck of a catch on the back shoulder ball. There's a lot of positives. It just sucks we didn't win.
Obviously, Brian Daboll was very familiar with you, but what do you think you've been able to show him and this coaching staff and front office in your playing time this summer?
I think leadership, ability to move the football and get points. That's the job of the quarterback, take care of the football. I think we all did a pretty good job in the preseason, all the quarterbacks. There wasn't many interceptions. I think there was 2 in all the 3 games. So we were smart with the football, and that's the job, is to get points for the offense. So I think I did my best, and we'll see what happens.
And finally, how are you going to handle the next couple of days? Are you kind of talking to the other young guys in the locker room how to handle the next couple of days, because you haven't been through this before?
Yeah, I definitely have talked about it with a few guys, especially young, good rookies, and some vets. We've all been in this situation, but I think I did do. This is my best preseason I had, so I think that's a credit to the offensive line, to the coaches. Kafka did a great job calling plays. So it was a lot of fun this preseason. Hopefully, hopefully it works out.
Thank you, Davis.
Davis, where do you think you made the biggest jump in your game during this preseason?
I think my ability to escape and make plays with my feet. I haven't always done that, I would say, in my career. And then I went out to Buffalo, watched Josh for a while. You kind of pick up on some things, and I think escaping and out of the pocket, making throws on the run. We were close to a couple big ones today, very close. So, and then operationally, I think just being in the offense for a while, you can play at a pretty fast pace.
How much did you expect to play? Obviously you were going to play a lot, but you came in quicker than you.
Yeah. Well, that's the job of the backup too. So I kind of got a sad rep of that because Tyrod, obviously. But yeah, there's only the second, third, and fourth that I was anticipating. But Tyrod gets down, sadly, and get thrown in there. But we moved the ball down there. We got 3 points on that drive. He helped us out with like a 20-yard completion. So, I hope he's okay.
So, after last week's stellar performance, another good game where you had a bunch of touches and you made a lot of plays, you got to feel pretty good about what you've done.
Yeah. Anytime you get to go out and play football for, wear New York Giants across your chest is a fantastic opportunity. I just try and take full advantage.
We also notice, again, continue to play on specials. In fact, you were the fullback on the punt team.
Yeah, PP.
How much do you think that means as these coaches are trying to evaluate these final decisions?
I just pride myself in being a versatile player. You know, you can plug and play me anywhere. I'm more than just a wide receiver. I try and add value in the return game, and then also covering kicks or covering punts. If you want to stick me at PP, I played gunner before, so just being versatile. I think, you know, with a roster where there's limited spots, I think I add value in the fact that, you know, rather than having two different guys play two different positions, you can just plug me in either one, and I know what to do. I mean, I've been in Team X system for 3 years now. I've learned a lot from guys like, you know, Mike Thomas and, you know, Cody Corn, all the great special teams players that come through here, and just try to pick up, you know, knowledge bit by bit and add value to myself for this team.
Where do you think you've added the most value this preseason to elevate your status in terms of where the coaches will finally evaluate you?
I don't think there's one specific spot. Like I said, whatever position you put me in, I just try and go out there and do to the best of my ability. I'm going to give you my best effort. And like I've said earlier, like, control the controllables. I control my attitude, I control my effort. I don't control where they put me or how much opportunity they give me. But when the opportunity comes, I got to be ready for it.
Yeah, the coaches, not the coaches, but the quarterbacks always seem to find you open. You find a way, somehow sneakily, to get open, and they see you and they connect with you. There's a chemistry there with these quarterbacks that not every receiver can have. Why?
I mean, I've been in this league for 4 years, and so I've watched other guys that pick people's brains constantly. Slots like Amendola, Cole Beasley, they all live in Austin, Texas with me. I always try and pick their brain. And, you know, that slot position's a little bit different than playing outside, where it's just always, you know, one-on-one. There's a lot more craftiness to being a slot, selling one thing and doing another. And so I just, you know, I communicate with quarterbacks constantly, try and be on the same page as them so they know in crunch time they can look my way and that I'll be available.
No more games. This is it for the preseason, but decisions have to be made Tuesday. How difficult is it? You've been through this before, for the next several hours as you chew on this and what you've done.
Yeah, it's always difficult. I will say I think it's gotten easier as I've grown and matured and understood the fact that I put my best foot forward and I'm never going to be emotionally attached to an outcome that is out of my control. You know, like I said earlier, I control my effort and attitude and coming to work every day and trying to do the best of my ability. And I feel like I've done that, and that's all I can control. So I never worry about anything that's outside of that. And, you know, I was on the couch last year, so the fact that I'm still playing ball, I'm just grateful for that.
All right, so once again, another big play, turnover, go back for the pick six. First of all, what'd you see on the play, and did you know as soon as the ball floated up there, you had a chance to make it a pick six?
Yeah, it was kind of a broken play in a way. And I saw Ox go up there and I thought I was going to end up containing the quarterback. Ox went up, and I felt someone slip behind me. And I saw a black jersey flash behind me, so I knew someone was behind me, and I kind of just fell off. When I did, I saw the ball in the air and knew it was going, you know, it was my time, so. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of guys after an interception or a fumble return hear from their other teammates, give me the ball, like they want to get it pitched to them. I don't think you were giving it up.
No. I just saw the end zone ran.
What do you think you've done in your short time here with the Giants to make this coaching staff feel like, you know, we need to have this guy?
I think I picked up the playbook pretty fast, and you know, I think from my resume with other teams, you know, they can plug me in and play me if they need to. But you know, I kind of survived this long just because I'm able to play special teams as well. So I can kind of do everything they need me to do right now and help the younger guys as well.
Coach Daboll just said in the other room, he's smart, tough, and dependable. That's a mantra of his. He always uses those three key words as what he wants in a player. So when you hear the coach say that about you, I would think that's got to be pretty prideful.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I pride myself in being smart and tough. Dependable's a new one, but, you know, I'll add that to the list. But, yeah, I think that's how you make it in this league, especially as an undrafted guy. You just got to show you know, you're able to play when your number's called and play special teams. And that's, you know, like I said, that's something I've been doing throughout my career, and I'm excited to finally do it in front of my home.
After being well-traveled, how is this final preseason game and the final cut-down day maybe different than it was for you years ago? Because you've been through a whole lot of these.
Yeah. I'd say after like the second year, it kind of all became part of the protocol. I mean, you know, you do what you can preseason, see what happens, and if the ball rolls in your favor, great. If not, I mean, you're going somewhere else. it's the nature of what business is, and it's the unfortunate part, but you're able to build some cool relationships along the way.
Well, you got a whole bunch of touches in this one. That had to feel good, and the production was certainly there. You made a good case for yourself, right?
Yeah, just taking advantage of the opportunities that I get. Coach was like, just hold on to the ball, make plays, and that's what I try to go out there and do.
This running back room has been very competitive throughout the preseason. Can you even gauge where you think you landed amongst the depth chart?
No, I just leave that up to the coaches, and the best part is, we all help each other. We're all pretty tight outside of football, so it's just a blessing to come in here with a great running back room with such great guys, so it was good.
What do you think your strongest asset is as you look for these coaches to make decisions?
I guess my work ethic and just being a versatile guy who can do anything, special teams, catching the ball, running the ball, pass pro, just somebody who can do it all.
As someone who was undrafted, what are these next 48 hours going to be like for you?
I try not to think about just leaving it in God's hands. I try to do the best that I could, and then just leave it in His hands, and whatever happens, happens.
All right, so the preseason is now over. How do you feel this defense established itself, although I know there were a lot of changes in personnel over the course of the summer because everybody's trying to get looks?
Yeah, I feel like, we had a great summer. It was a great summer just learning our different spots. We come from anywhere, so. And, getting in tune with Wink, I feel like we know him a lot better now, and, we kind of know what he's thinking. And, it was a great summer, and I feel like all the guys came together.
Even though it's supposed to be a vanilla game plan in the preseason, I saw a lot of stuff that was kind of funky. How acclimated are you guys to it? Do you really feel comfortable with it already, or do you still need some more time?
I feel like we're getting, we continue to improve every single day type thing, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like we definitely took a step to being more comfortable with what's going on. We kind of see like how we could be in different spots and how anybody can be used in any different position. So, we kind of learning the whole scope of the defense, so anybody would be ready to go in any spot. So
you in particular have had a very good summer. I think your best summer since you got here. Why do you think that is? Is it something about the system? Have you changed maybe some of your techniques? What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like, it's just the summer, it's like I just kind of just make sure I maximize every single day type thing. I don't look too far down the road. I just take it one day at a time and make sure I'm doing everything I can to get better in a single day. And I feel like that worked out for me, so I'm just trying to keep on doing that.
And this edge rusher room, very competitive. A lot of guys all trying to vie for some spots. I don't know how I would sort it out. Yeah. How difficult is it going to be the next couple of days, not knowing where people are going to land over the course of these next 48 hours?
It's very difficult. This part of the game where nobody likes, I look at everybody in our room as a brother. And, I have a lot of respect for my room, top to bottom. So, it was great working with those guys, but we all know it's a part of the game. But I feel like everybody in our room is an NFL player and should be on the NFL roster. So it's going to be tough, but, we created a great bond, and, it's just part of the game.